Hello everyone. So now we are on to the next lecture, last lecture of our topic of bonus shares. Today's topic is going to be completely theory, but very important from MCQ exams point of view. Okay, your first mid-semester exam is always 30 marks MCQ, and in that many points from this particular theory aspect what we are going to do today can be asked. So all of you listen to this lecture properly, carefully. It is going to be very helpful and useful to you. What we are going to understand in today's session is, as you can see, theory part completely, and in that we are going to cover two topics of theory. One is section 63 of Companies Act 2013, which relates to the guidelines of Companies Act in respect of issue of bonus shares. And second, what we are going to cover is SEBI guidelines ICDR. Okay, we'll see that full form in the next slide. ICDR 2009, the regulations of SEBI guidelines in relation to issue of bonus shares, which were passed in the year 2009. We will also be having a comparative position of section 63 of Companies Act provisions as well as SEBI guidelines, because both are same. Mind well, both are same. If you learn section 63 provisions of Companies Act, you automatically learn SEBI guidelines with just 1 or 2 points here or there. Or vice versa, if you learn SEBI guidelines, then you entirely learn section 63 of Companies Act automatically on your own. So any one thing is only supposed to be prepared. One more thing, before you watch this lecture further, take out your pamphlet, study material of bonus shares with you, and do the markings wherever I point out in this particular explanation of the lecture. Mark it in your pamphlet, it will help you in learning the things later on. So let's kickstart with our session. What we are going to do in today's session is issue of bonus shares under Companies Act 2013, a complete overview. However, we will be looking at section 63 of Companies Act 2013, bonus shares, provisions of section 63, as well as, now see, this is the full form of ICDR, SEBI guidelines, ICDR, issue of capital and disclosure requirements regulations 2009. All of you will find this section 63 of Companies Act on page 1 and 2 of your study material. Look at your study materials, everyone. On page number 1, you'll find the topic of Companies Act provisions. And page number 2 and 3, okay, bottom of page 2 and top of page 3, you'll find the SEBI issue of capital and disclosure requirements regulations 2009. So let's take up with the explanation of the same. Section 63 of Companies Act versus SEBI guidelines 2009. Now, all of you look at page 2 of your study material. As I said, all of you must have your study material along with you, and you are required to underline certain things. So look at page 2 of your study material. One more thing, what will be our objective in this today's lecture? First, we will understand all the 5 provisions of Companies Act as well as all the 10 guidelines of SEBI. First, we'll understand the things completely. Remember, Companies Act law language is always very difficult to understand. So I'll be explaining it to you with various examples. And remain with me till the end of the lecture, because at the end of the lecture I will give you a trick to remember all the 5 provisions of Companies Act as well as all the 10 provisions of SEBI guidelines. So till the end of the lecture, hold on, to get that trick to understand and remember the things. First, you make efforts to understand the things completely, and at the end of the slide, you make efforts to remember and learn by heart the things also. All of you look at page 2 of your study material. You'll find SEBI Regulations 2009 ICDR, Issue of Capital and Disclosure Requirements, point number 1 in that. I'm reading the point first, then I'll explain you. These guidelines are applicable to existing listed companies. Listed companies means those companies which are listed in stock exchange. Only to those companies SEBI guidelines are applicable. It's quite obvious. Unlisted companies are not listed in stock exchange, so SEBI guidelines are not for them. Who shall forward a certificate duly signed by the issuer? Now, who is the issuer? Okay, I ask you this question. Who issues the bonus shares? I repeat, who issues the bonus shares? Simple answer is company issues the bonus shares. So who is the issuer? Issuer is the company itself. So a certificate is to be forwarded to SEBI. That certificate should be signed by the issuer, means the company. Now you may ask a question, how can company sign? Company is an artificial person. Yes, but company can sign through its seal, through its stamp, and its authorized signatory, who is one of the board of directors or 2 or more board of directors. So this certificate should be duly signed by the company, means company's stamp should be there on the certificate, and which should be signed, that stamp should be signed by the authorized signatory of the company, which may be from the board of directors. Once again, these guidelines are applicable to existing listed companies. Who shall forward a certificate duly signed by the issuer? Issuer means it should be stamped by the company itself with the sign of the authorized signatory of the director, and duly countersigned by its statutory auditor, means chartered accountant. It should be countersigned. Countersign means in addition to company's stamp and seal and authorized signatory of the company, in addition to that, it should also have the sign of the statutory auditor, that is company's statutory auditor, who is a chartered accountant, or by a company secretary. Means in addition to company's stamp and seal, either there should be a sign of a chartered accountant, statutory auditor, or a company secretary. Any one of those 2 signatures should also be there. Now, what sign? What signature? What are they supposed to certify in that certificate? In practice, to the effect that the terms and conditions for issue of bonus shares as laid down in these guidelines have been complied with. So the board of directors and the statutory auditor or a practicing company secretary has to certify that all the guidelines of Companies Act and SEBI regulations, all the guidelines of Companies Act and SEBI regulations have been complied by the company. Means company has followed all the regulations given by the Companies Act and SEBI. That has to be certified by a statutory auditor or a company secretary. Okay, so once again, a certificate is to be given to SEBI, which is to be signed by the company. Company means company will put its stamp, and director or authorized signatory will sign on behalf of it. And a statutory auditor or a company secretary will sign on that. Okay, so first point, I hope everyone is clear with it. A certificate is to be forwarded to SEBI, which has to be signed by 2 people. One is the company, and second is the statutory auditor or a company secretary. And what is to be certified in that certificate? That all the guidelines which we are going to study in this lecture have been followed, have been complied with. I hope all of you understand the first point. Now look at the second point. It is a very complicated point. Issue of bonus shares after any public or right issue is subject to the condition that no bonus issue shall be made which will dilute the value of rights of the holders of debentures convertible fully or partly. I know, complete bouncer. You did not understand the language at all. Acha, by the way, the first 2 points of this SEBI guidelines, which are marked in black letters, they are extra points. You'll not find them in section 63 of Companies Act. So these two requirements are to be fulfilled only by the listed companies as per the SEBI guidelines. Unlisted companies don't have to fulfill the first two requirements. Now see, second point I explain you with an example, and then I will read this point once again. Okay? Here dilute means decrease. I repeat, dilute means decrease. So basically the point is that any bonus issue cannot be made which shall decrease the right of debenture holders which are convertible fully or partly into equity shares in future. Convertible means the debentures are going to get converted into equity shares in future. Understand this point, everyone. Suppose the authorized capital of a company is 10 lakh shares of rupees 10 each, 1 crore. I hope all of you understand this. Authorized capital we studied means company has the authority to issue how many maximum shares throughout its lifetime? 10 lakh shares of 10 each. More than that shares company cannot issue throughout its lifetime. Now, issued, subscribed and paid up capital of companies presently 4 lakh shares of 10 each, 40 lakhs, means out of this 10 lakhs, presently company has issued how many shares? 4 lakhs. Out of 10 lakhs, presently company has issued 4 lakh shares of 10 each, that is 40 lakhs. 6 lakhs can still be issued in future. Okay, 10 lakhs minus 4 lakhs. Everything is very important. If you understand this example thoroughly, then only you'll be able to learn this second point by heart. So out of 10 lakhs, 4 lakh shares are already issued by the company. 6 lakh more shares can be issued in future. Now let us assume that presently company has 30,000 12% fully convertible debentures of rupees 100 each, which will be equal to 30 lakh rupees value. 12% is the rate of interest on debentures. Fully convertible means this entire 30 lakhs in future will get converted into equity shares. I repeat, fully convertible debentures means entire 30 lakhs will get converted, entire 30, fully means entire 30 lakhs will get converted into equity shares in future. This is the law of fully convertible debentures. Now, if company gives 1:1 bonus, then what will be the after bonus effect? See, presently all of you can see 4 lakh shares are already issued by the company. 1:1 bonus means against 1 share 1 is given as bonus. So against 4 lakh shares, 4 lakh shares will be given in bonus. Okay. 4 lakh shares are already existing. Plus you give 4 lakh shares as bonus, 1:1. So now what will be the after effect? Issued, subscribed and paid up capital of company now will become 8 lakh shares of 10 each. How come? 4 lakh shares are already there. Plus you give 1:1 bonus means 4 lakhs plus 4 lakhs bonus. So after the bonus, we have done in practical questions, balance sheet questions also. So you must be able to identify this, recognize this. 4 lakh existing shares plus 4 lakh bonus. Now company will have 8 lakh shares of 10 each, that is 80 lakhs after the bonus. Now the question arises, as a result, what is the scope of having more shares in future? See, authorized capital is 10 lakh shares. After the bonus, 8 lakh shares already become issued. I repeat, authorized capital is 10 lakh shares. After the bonus, 8 lakh shares already become issued. So now, how many more shares is company authorized to issue in future? 10 lakh minus 8 lakh, only 2 lakh shares. Out of 10 lakh, 8 lakh has already become issued capital. How many more shares company can issue in future? Now only 2 lakh shares. So the question arises, can the company convert the debentures into equity shares in future? We have 30 lakhs of fully convertible debentures. If you give them 30 lakhs of equity shares, okay, I repeat, if you give them 30 lakhs of equity shares, then how many equity shares we will have to give them? 30 lakhs divided by 10 is the face value of equity shares. 30 lakhs divided by 10. To give them 30 lakhs of value, you will have to convert the debentures into 3 lakh equity shares of 10 each in future. This 30,000 debentures you will have to convert into 3 lakh equity shares of 10 each in future. 30,000 debentures have face value of 100, 30 lakhs. But you will be giving them shares of 10 rupees. So for same value of 30 lakhs, how many equity shares we will have to give them in future? 30 lakhs divided by 10, 3 lakhs. But we are left out with margin of only 2 lakhs. So can the company convert these debentures into 3 lakh equity shares in future? I repeat, can the company convert these debentures fully into 3 lakh equity shares in future? The simple answer is no. Because for that, it will have to issue 3 lakh shares, which is not possible after this bonus issue. So what is happening here? Bonus issue is diluting, decreasing the rights of debenture holders. How come? From 3 lakhs it is decreasing to 2 lakhs. Means in future now company will be able to give how many equity shares to debenture holders? Only 2 lakhs instead of their right of 3 lakhs. This bonus issue 1:1 cannot be made by the company as per SEBI guidelines. This 1:1 bonus cannot be made by the company as per SEBI guidelines. Now the question arises, what if the company still wants to give this 1:1 bonus? Yes, alternative is there. Increase your authorized capital. That's it. Company will have to pass a special resolution. Now all of you understand this. There are two types of resolutions company can pass. One is ordinary resolution, the other is special resolution. Note it down somewhere. These all are important points from company's accounts point of view. Ordinary resolution is the one which requires 51% majority, clear majority, that's it. If 51% shareholders are in favor, then ordinary resolution is required to be passed. Special resolution is a one where 3/4 majority is required, means 75% shareholders should vote in favor of that. To increase the authorized capital of a company has to pass special resolution. Ordinary resolution will not do. That means 3/4 of shareholders, 75% of shareholders should agree to increase the authorized capital. That process is to be done. From 10 lakh shares, you should make it at least 11 lakh shares by increasing the authorized capital. If you increase it to 11 lakh shares, then 11 lakh minus 8 lakh, 3 lakh of margin will be left out. So 3 lakh of shares will be possible to be issued to debenture holders in future. This requirement will be complied. So basically, you cannot issue this bonus shares until you increase the authorized capital to 11 lakh shares. And 75% of shareholders will definitely agree. No one will object because they are only getting the benefit. If shareholders don't agree to this resolution, they will not get this bonus. So who will deny? If you are the shareholder of the company, will you vote against it or favor of it? Definitely you will vote in favor of it only. Because if you increase the authorized capital, vote in favor of it, then only you'll be able to get this bonus. Now look at this language again. Now it won't be a bouncer. Issue of bonus shares after any public or right issue is subject to the condition that, main point is this, no bonus issue shall be made which will dilute. All of you underline this dilute on the second page and write down decrease. Okay, on your study material, all of you underline dilute and write down decrease. So no bonus issue shall be made which will decrease the value of rights of holders of debentures convertible fully or partly. Why this bonus cannot be made? Because it dilutes, it decreases the right of debenture holders convertible fully. Here they are convertible fully. It decreases their right from 3 lakhs, it decreases their right to 2 lakh. So this bonus issue cannot be made. I hope everyone is clear with the second point. So keep it in mind. First point, certificate has to be given to SEBI, which has to be signed by the company itself and statutory auditor or a company secretary, mentioning that all the regulations have been complied with. Second regulation, any bonus issue which decreases the rights of fully convertible or partly convertible debenture holders cannot be made. I hope all of you are clear with it. If there is any confusion, you always have an alternative. What alternative? Pause the video, rewind it and listen to that again. Now look at the third point. Now all of you understand this. Now there are points which are common. Common means they are there in Companies Act also and SEBI regulation also. So if you look at page 1, see which are the points in common. Look at page 1 of your study material. The source out of which bonus shares shall be issued. You'll find this on page 1 of your study material. The company shall issue fully paid bonus shares out of any one of the following sources: free reserves of the company, security premium account, capital redemption reserve. This point will match with which point of SEBI regulations? Look at page 2 of your study material. Third point of SEBI regulations. The bonus issue is made out of free reserves. This free reserves point, built out of genuine profits, or this security premium collected in cash only. So third point of SEBI regulation and first point of section 63 of Companies Act are exactly same. I hope everyone gets this. Okay. What you can do is, in page 1 of your study material, where this first point is there, write down in bracket same as point 3 of SEBI. And in point 3 of SEBI, write down in bracket same as point 1 of section 63. Okay, you mention the cross reference. And at the end of the lecture, I'm going to give you a trick to learn this by heart also. So don't worry about that. Now, let's understand this point. We already studied the sources of bonus issue in the practical questions. First priority, capital redemption reserve. Second, security premium. Third, capital reserve. Fourth, fifth, sixth, revenue reserves, general reserve, P&L, and other revenue reserves can be used in any order. That is what company is mentioning here. When they say free reserves of the company, here also and here also, when they say free reserves of the company, means revenue reserves. And free reserve means that reserve should not have any attached liability along with it. Like debenture redemption reserve cannot be used, because along with debenture redemption reserve, a liability of repaying the debenture holders is attached. It is there along with it. So debenture redemption reserve cannot be used to give bonus shares. General reserve is a free reserve. It can be used for any purpose. Profit and loss account is a free reserve. It can be used for any purpose. So these two are generally the free reserves which can be used in giving bonus shares. Second, security premium and capital redemption reserve. And here, security premium collected in cash only. This also we studied as a note if you remember. that only that amount of capital reserve and security premium will be used which is collected in cash. Now a question may arise that security premium is always collected in cash only. So how is it possible that security premium won't be in cash? It is possible. Issue of shares for consideration other than cash, in that asset to liability to vendor, then issue of shares to the vendor at par, vendor to share capital, issue of shares to the vendor at premium, vendor account debit to share capital to security premium. That premium cannot be used to give bonus shares because that premium is not collected in cash. Against that premium we were getting assets but not cash. This is what is the SEBI guidelines, that only that security premium can be used which is collected in cash. So third point what you'll remember is, what are the sources of bonus issue? Free reserves, security premium, capital redemption reserve, and only security premium and capital redemption reserve available in cash. Let's go to the next point. Now second point of section 63 will match with fourth and fifth point of SEBI guidelines. So on page 1 of your study material, look at the second point. Source out of which the company shall not utilize for the purpose of issue of bonus shares. In bracket all of you write down same as point 4 and 5 of SEBI here. Now which are the sources which cannot be used for giving the bonus shares? A. The company shall not issue bonus shares by capitalizing the reserve created out of revaluation of assets. We already discussed this. I told you an example earlier. 10 lakhs of land and building valued as 12 lakhs. 2 lakhs is revaluation reserve. Why that cannot be used to give bonus shares? Because you have not collected in cash. Also there is a logic behind that. I ask you a question. Suppose you have to give me 50,000 rupees. You ring me up and tell that tomorrow I am coming to pay 50,000 rupees to you. Very happy. Myself very happy that tomorrow I am going to get 50,000 rupees from you people. Will I party today? With that 50,000 rupees, today itself will I throw a party? I am going to get 50,000 rupees tomorrow. Let's party today. Can we do that? What if tomorrow you don't give me that 50,000 rupees? Double loss for me. 50,000 of party also I have thrown, plus 50,000 which I could not get from you. 1 lakh of loss for me. Same rule is applicable here. 10 lakh of building valued as 12 lakhs. So 2 lakhs is revaluation reserve. If you give bonus from that 2 lakhs of revaluation reserve and by chance in future the value falls down, that means you did not earn that profit also and you gave bonus also. Neither you got that profit nor, and in addition you gave that bonus. Double loss for the company. So revaluation reserve cannot be used until you sell that building. Yes, 10 lakhs of building you sell for 12 lakhs. You get that 2 lakhs of profit in cash, give the bonus. But only revaluation is done. Psychological fictitious profit you cannot use to give bonus. I hope you can correlate with the example which I gave to you. You cannot party in advance if you are going to get the money in future. You cannot give the bonus in advance if you are going to sell the land and building at higher value in future. So revaluation reserve cannot be used. Okay. This point matches with this fourth point of SEBI guideline. Reserves created by revaluation of fixed assets are not capitalized. So here in fourth point and fifth point in SEBI guidelines, all of you write down page number 2 there in bracket. Point 2 of section 63. It matches with point 2 of section 63. Now look at the B point. The company shall not issue in lieu of dividend. And here also fifth point is same. The declaration of bonus issue in lieu of dividend is not made. Now what do you mean by in lieu of? All of you underline in lieu of both the places and write instead of or in place of. I repeat, all of you underline in lieu of both the places and write down instead of or in place of. So what is the meaning of this sentence? Read it again by the words replacing what I made you write. The company shall not issue bonus in place of dividend. The declaration of bonus issue in place of dividend or instead of dividend is not made. Now understand why is this not made. Bonus is something extra. What you are getting, you must get. Plus bonus, extra. Suppose you are working as a salaried employee. Do you get bonus in Diwali every year or not? Now imagine that in month of November you go to the company and the company tells you that this time you take bonus, we will not give you the salary. Will it be fine with you? Will it be fine with you? Salary is the base. Bonus is in addition to salary. I tell you, take the bonus. Forget the salary. Will you accept it? No. Then what am I doing? I am giving you the salary only in the name of bonus. I am actually not giving a bonus only to you. So basically I am giving you the salary itself in the name of bonus, means I am giving you the bonus from your own pocket, not from company's pocket. I am giving you the bonus from your own salary. Can you do that? No. Same is the case with company. Bonus is something extra. Okay. So salary, bonus are two different things. Same way, dividend, bonus are two different things. Dividend is the base like salary. Bonus is something extra you get. Dividend is your primary right. So if company has earned profits, company should give dividend from that current year's profits. If company has earned more profits, super normal profits, then from extra profits company can give bonus. Okay. If the company gives you bonus in place of dividend, what will happen? Company gives that man a bonus from his own salary. So keep this in mind. Bonus is something extra. Dividend should be given. In addition, you give bonus, no problem. But bonus in place of dividend cannot be given. I hope I have made my point very clear with this. All of you are able to understand it. Okay. Language is comprehensive. I am trying to make it simple by giving various examples. Let's proceed further. Now, look at page 2 of your study material. The fonts might be small because I am comparing the two slides. So all of you keep study material in front of you. You'll be able to understand. Otherwise, you take a screenshot of this and on another device you zoom the screenshot, then you understand it. Okay. I repeat now. Now look at the point number 3 on page 2 of your study material. All of you look at page 2 of your study material, point number 3. Secretarial formalities to be complied with. In order to capitalize its profits or reserves for the purpose of issue of bonus shares, the company has to comply with the following. First, articles of association of the company should authorize such issue. Now see, this point will match with 9th point of SEBI regulations. Look at page number 3 of your study material, 9th point of SEBI regulations. There should be a provision in the articles of association for capitalization of reserves, etc. And if not, the company shall pass a resolution. Which resolution? Ordinary or special? Special resolution. If articles of association does not authorize you to give bonus shares, you have to pass a resolution. And which resolution? Special resolution. Which requires how much majority? Come on. 3/4 majority. 75% of shareholders in favor of it. But don't worry, you'll easily get that 3/4 majority. And if not, the company shall pass a special resolution at its general body meeting, making provisions in the articles of association for capitalization. So what is the next condition? The articles of association must mention, there should be a rule in the articles of association that company can issue the bonus shares. If this rule is not incorporated in your articles of association, then make the changes in articles of association, pass a special resolution, include that provision in articles of association, and then only you can issue the bonus shares. Now look at the next point. The board has to recommend the issue of bonus shares. Board means board of director. Now this point will match with point number 8, but some part of point number 8. Look at that. An issuer. Okay. Who is issuer? Point number 1 we have seen. Who is issuer? Come on. Who is issuer? Company. Okay. Company is the issuer of bonus shares. So an issuer means company. Company announcing a bonus issue after the approval of its board of directors and not requiring shareholders' approval for capitalization of profits or reserves for making the bonus issue shall implement the bonus issue within 15 days from the date of approval of the issue by its board of directors. Now suppose you have made a rule in the articles of association that board of directors have the power to issue bonus shares without taking the approval of equity shareholders. I repeat, articles of association has a rule. It includes an article or a rule that board of directors have the powers to issue the bonus shares without taking approval of shareholders. Then you don't have to call the meeting of shareholders. Board of directors recommend and issue the bonus shares. In this situation, process is very simple. So you have to do this process just within 15 days time. You don't require anyone's permission. Today, if the board of directors decide to give the bonus, next 15 days it must be implemented. So if board of directors are empowered to issue the bonus shares, then that implementation should be done as per SEBI regulations within how many days? 15 days. All these points are important in MCQ. In MCQ, they can ask you, if board of directors can issue the bonus share without the approval of shareholders, in how many days they have to implement it? 15 days. If they don't, penalty is there, fine is there. Okay, so they have to comply with the provisions of SEBI regulations also. Okay. Third point, the company in general meeting. Now, what do you mean by here company in general meeting? Shareholders. All of you underline the word company in a general meeting and write down shareholders. Company means the shareholders in general meeting should authorize the issue of bonus shares. They'll always authorize it. As I said, shareholders are only going to get the benefit. So who will not give the authority to board of directors to issue the bonus shares? So shareholders in the general meeting should authorize the issue of bonus shares. Now this point will match with the first point over here. Let's read it further. Provided that where the issuer is required to seek the shareholders' approval, means if in your articles of association it is mentioned that board of directors cannot issue the bonus shares without the permission or approval of shareholders, then what we have to do? Then the bonus issue shall be implemented within 2 months from the date of meeting of its board of directors, wherein the decision to announce the bonus issue was taken subject to shareholders' approval. Why 2 months? So if board of directors have to take the approval of shareholders, then they will call a general meeting, take their approval, and within 2 months from the date of recommending by board of directors, they have to implement the bonus issue. Why 2 months? Because calling the meeting of shareholders will take time. Special resolution has to be passed, not a general resolution. That will take time. So instead of 15 days, here the time allowed is 2 months. So what all points you have to remember here? 1. Articles of association should permit. Second, board of directors, if they have the authority to issue the bonus shares without shareholders' approval, then they have to implement it within how many days? 15 days. And third, if board of directors require the approval of shareholders as per the articles of association, then they have to issue the bonus shares within 2 months. Okay, so 3 points are important over here. Articles of association should permit, otherwise change the articles. If board of directors are authorized, within 15 days they have to implement. If they are not authorized, they have to take approval of shareholders, then within 2 months they have to implement the decision. I hope everyone is clear with this point. Now look at the fourth point. Okay, so here also in page 2, against the third point, all of you write down in bracket. It is same as point 8 and 9. Point 8 and 9 of SEBI guidelines. And in SEBI guidelines, point 8 and 9, write down in bracket, same as point 3 of section 63. Now look at page 2, fourth point of section 63. Company not eligible in issuing bonus shares. Which companies are not allowed to issue the bonus shares? A company shall not be in a position to issue bonus shares if it has defaulted in repayment of deposit. Deposit means public deposit. Company has borrowed public deposit and it has not been able to repay that in past. It has defaulted deposits interest. Means the maturity of deposit is not over, but you are not able to pay the interest on that public deposits in past. It has defaulted in debt securities, means like debentures. It has not been able to repay the debentures in past. Or it has defaulted in respect of payment of statutory dues of the employees, like contribution to provident fund, bonus, gratuity. Means in past, company has not been in a position to give provident fund, bonus or gratuity to its own employees. Now this is the same point. Okay, these 3 points are matching with the 7th point of SEBI. See that the company has not defaulted in payment of interest or principal in respect of fixed deposits, means public deposits, and interest on existing debentures or principal on redemption thereof. And company has sufficient reason to believe that it has not defaulted in paying statutory dues of the employees such as provident fund, gratuity, bonus, etc. So in bracket of 4th point on page 2, write down same as point 7 of SEBI. In bracket of 7th point of SEBI, write down same as point 4 of section 63. Now let's understand this point. If a company has defaulted in payment of public deposit or its interest, or debenture or its interest, or gratuity or provident fund or bonus, if company has not paid any of these 3 things in past, then can I say that the company is a bankrupt company, insolvent company, financial position is weak, poor, company is not able to pay its liabilities. Liabilities are to be paid before the owners. You cannot give the money to the owners before the liabilities external. Owners means the shareholders. Shareholders are the owners of the company. You cannot give any benefit to the owners until you are able to discharge all your liabilities. And if you are not able to discharge your liabilities like public deposit, interest, debentures or its interest, or even if you are not able to pay to your own employees, can I say that the company is insolvent? Can I say that the company is bankrupt? Yes. How can a bankrupt company who is full of debts, blown with debts, not able to pay the debts in past, give bonus to its shareholders? How come? It is not possible. A company which is overburdened with debt, bankrupt company, insolvent company, cannot give bonus to shareholders. On one side, you cannot say you are insolvent, your financial position is poor. On other side, you cannot say you have enough reserves, you have enough money, so give bonus to the shareholders. Something extra to the shareholders. No. So what do these 3 and 4 points, 7 point A and B and then 4 A, B, C, D indicate in nutshell? If a company has defaulted in the payment of fixed deposits, public deposits, debentures or its interest, or PF or gratuity or bonus, means it's a bankrupt company, insolvent company. Insolvent company cannot give bonus shares. Fair enough. I hope everyone is clear with this. Next, E point. So here all of you should have mentioned that same as point 7 of SEBI, and in 7 same as point 4 ABCD. Point 4 ABCD of section 63. Now, E point. Any outstanding partly paid shares remain unpaid. Means which company is not eligible to give bonus shares? If there is any outstanding partly paid shares remaining unpaid, means call scenarios. How can outstanding partly paid shares remain unpaid? Partly paid shares can remain unpaid only if the calls are in arrears. You have called the money from shareholders but they have not paid. So they are partly paid shares and they are remaining unpaid. Now this point will match with 6th point of SEBI. See that? The bonus issue is not made unless the partly paid shares, if any existing, are made fully paid up. Means until that call scenarios are collected from the shareholders. Okay. So in this point E of 4th, all of you write down in bracket, same as point 6 of SEBI, and in this point 6 of SEBI, all of you write down in bracket, same as point 4 E of section 63. Now understand this point with an example. Suppose a company has issued 50,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Now out of this 50,000 shares, there is one shareholder, Gopal Golmal. Okay, he does Golmal always, Gopal. So there is one shareholder, Gopal Golmal, holding 1,000 shares, who has not paid final call of rupees 2. Now I ask you a question. Is it fair enough to give bonus to all the shareholders including Gopal? The obvious answer is no. Are the remaining shareholders holding 49,000 shares fool enough that they have paid full 10 rupees? And this shareholder is smart enough that he did not pay 2 rupees, still he gets the bonus? No. Gopal is a shareholder. He is the owner of the company. First, owner has to fulfill their liability of paying 10 rupees of face value. If owner themselves don't fulfill the liability of paying the capital to the company, company cannot give them bonus shares. So what will company do? Company will give reminder to Gopal, 15 days, 20 days time as per the articles of association. If still Gopal does not pay this 2 rupees, company will forfeit these 1,000 shares, reissue to someone else. So now what will happen after the forfeiture and reissue? All 50,000 shares will become fully paid up. Now the company will be in a position to give bonus shares. So until all this 50,000 shares are fully paid, company cannot give bonus shares, so that there is no injustice to other shareholders. This provision has been kept in Companies Act as well as SEBI regulations. Okay, and if at all there are partly paid shares outstanding, the course of action is very simple. Forfeit them, reissue them, make the shares all of them fully paid up, and then give the bonus. I hope everyone is clear with this. Next, bonus issue once announced cannot be withdrawn. Once you announce, once the board of directors kept their meeting, if they don't require the approval of shareholders, they have announced that we are going to give bonus. Now no looking back. Now you cannot take a U-turn. Once you have announced, that Salman Khan style, एक बार बोल दिया तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता, that style. Once you have announced, you have to give the bonus shares. Under section 63 subsection 2, section F empowers the central government to stipulate fresh conditions to comply with as and when required for the issue of bonus shares. Means Companies Act section 63 subsection 2 subsection F has given the power to the central government that in addition to these 4 laws, in addition to these 4 rules, central government can bring any new rule whenever they want. And this 5th rule has been brought by central government, not by Companies Act. This 5th rule has been implemented by central government and not by Companies Act. What rules central government has empowered or implemented? One such condition presently notified is that bonus issue once recommended by the board and announced by the company, it cannot be withdrawn subsequently. Central government has brought this new provision. See, this will match with second point of 8.8 of SEBI guidelines. Once the decision to make a bonus issue is announced, the issue cannot be withdrawn. So against this fifth point, all of you write down, same as point 8 sub point 2 of SEBI, and in this point 8 sub point 2 write down same as point 5 of section 63. Now why this cannot be done? Understand this. This is to protect the overall interest of shareholders themselves from the fraud by misappropriation by board of directors. What will the board of directors do if they are allowed to cancel the issue of bonus shares? They will first announce the bonus issue. As a result, market price of shares will increase because once the bonus is announced, more people demand the shares of the company because of that logic I told you, that in future the price will rise to that level, your shares will become double, your wealth will become double. As soon as the company announces the bonus, in the stock market the price starts rising. The day the company announces the bonus, people start demanding that company's share. Demand and supply relationship. Supply is less. Existing people don't want to sell the shares because they are going to get bonus. New people demand the shares because they want bonus and they want to double their wealth. So supply is less, demand is more. Price in the stock market starts rising. Now what will the board of directors do? They are allowed to withdraw this. They will sell their shareholding in the stock market at higher price because the prices have started rising, and then they will cancel the bonus. The prices will drop down. They will again buy from the stock market. So this malfunctioning, misappropriation in the trading in stock exchange is possible. This fraud is possible by board of directors if they are allowed to cancel the bonus issue. So board of directors have to think twice before announcing the bonus. Once announced, it cannot be withdrawn. I hope everyone understands this thoroughly well. Now, there is one extra point on page 3 of study material, 10th point, which is not there as per Companies Act. It is only SEBI regulations point. What is that 10th point? Consequent to the issue of bonus shares, if the subscribed and paid up capital exceed the authorized capital, a resolution, which resolution? Yes, come on, special resolution requiring 3/4 majority, okay, shall be passed through general body meeting for increasing the authorized capital. This I explained you in second point only, that if debentures holders' rights are going to dilute, then what will the company have to do? They will have to increase the authorized capital. Same here. Assume that in that same situation, out of 10 lakh shares, 4 lakh shares were issued. Suppose 6 lakh shares were issued instead of 4 lakhs. Now if company wanted to give 1:1 bonus, even that is not possible because 6 lakhs plus 6 lakhs would become 12 lakhs and 10 lakhs are already issued. So company cannot, 10 lakhs is authorized. So company cannot give bonus of 1:1. So what will the company have to do first? Increase the authorized capital. So if after the bonus shares issue, the subscribed capital is going to overcross the authorized capital, then before the bonus, you have to first increase the authorized capital by passing a special resolution, then only bonus issue can be allowed. I hope everyone is clear with all these points. Now the main point for what you all have been waiting and watching this lecture. Which point? Trick to remember this answer. A trick to remember this answer thoroughly. Let's take up with that trick now. You can note down this trick in your pamphlet itself so that whenever you revise before your exams, you directly recollect this. What is the trick to remember the answer? A, B, C, D company cannot withdraw bonus. So simple. Which company cannot withdraw bonus? A, B, C, D company cannot withdraw bonus. This is the sentence you have to remember, and all the points of Companies Act, all the 5 points of Companies Act as well as all the 10 points of SEBI regulations are covered in this sentence. Which sentence? ABCD company cannot withdraw bonus. And that is even one of the points also, that company cannot withdraw the bonus. Central government has implemented that. So remember it that way. A, B, C, D company cannot withdraw bonus. Now, see here I have made a comparative chart. A points stand for articles of association will authorize. A, so articles of association will authorize. Now this point is point 3A of section 63, and point 9 and 10, make it 9, 10. 9th and 10th point of SEBI issue of capital and disclosure requirements. Okay. Articles of association point is covered in point 3A of Companies Act and 9 and 10 of SEBI's ICDR. Next, one more is authorized capital. Authorized capital means this last point, 10th point, what we studied right now. That if authorized capital is not sufficient to issue bonus shares, first you must increase the authorized capital. So articles of association authorized is point 3A and 9. Authorized capital is point number 10 of ICDR. A, B, C, D. B stands for board of directors. We studied if board of directors are recommended and they don't have to take permission of shareholders within 15 days, they have to implement it. This is covered by point 3B of section 63 and point 8 of SEBI ICDR. Then C. C stands for company. Company means shareholders. If company, that is shareholders, are authorized to issue, then the board of directors have to implement it within 2 months. This is covered within point 3C of section 63 and point 8 sub point 1 of SEBI guidelines. D stands for defaulter company. Defaulter company cannot issue bonus shares. Which defaulter company? Which has not paid principal and interest of public deposits, debentures, bank loans, etc. And also statutory dues like PF contribution, etc. And also D stands for the second point of SEBI guidelines. Any issue which dilutes the right of debenture holders cannot be made. So this defaulter company covers point 4 ABCD of section 63 as well as point 7 of SEBI guidelines. And dilute the rights of debenture holders with D point covers second point of SEBI guidelines. C stands for, now ABCD company, in company just C. C stands for certificate. A certificate has to be signed and countersigned. It has to be signed by the issuer, means the company itself, countersigned by the auditor or a company secretary. That covers first point of SEBI guidelines. Then company O. O stands for outstanding amount, partly paid shares. We studied if the shares are partly paid, company has to forfeit, reissue, they have to be made fully paid, then only company can give bonus. So if outstanding amount is there, the bonus cannot be issued. That covers point 4E of section 63 and point 6 of SEBI. Cannot withdraw. Now this cannot withdraw. So cannot withdraw the bonus once announced as per the central government law. It covers fifth point of section 63 and point 8 sub point 2 of ICDR. Now this cannot withdraw bonus, NUS, NUS. NUS means not utilized sources. Ignore BO. NUS, NUS means not utilized sources. Company cannot utilize which sources? Revaluation reserve and in lieu of dividend we studied. Company cannot use revaluation reserves in bonus and company cannot give bonus in lieu of dividend. These cannot be utilized as sources. That covers second point of section 63 and 4 and 5 of SEBI ICDR. And then again in NUS itself, US, last two letters. US means utilized sources. Which sources can be utilized? Security premium, capital redemption reserve and free reserves. That covers first point of section 63 and third point of SEBI guidelines. So how will you all remember this? Once again be attentive. I have particularly shifted the slides so that you all are able to memorize it on your own. ABCD company cannot withdraw bonus. A, authorized by articles of association. If articles of association does not permit, you cannot issue. And again, A stands for if authorized capital is not sufficient, first it should be increased. B, ABCD, B. B stands for which point? Come on, all of you must be able to understand and remember that. Board of directors have to recommend it and issue it within 15 days if they don't require the permission of shareholders. C stands for company, shareholders. If shareholders' permission is required, then within 2 months it has to be issued. A, B, C, D. D stands for defaulter company. Defaulted in payment of interest or principal of public deposits or debentures cannot issue the bonus. And also D stands for any issue of bonus which dilutes or decreases the rights of debenture holders, convertible fully or partly, cannot be issued. Now ABCD company CEO. C, certificate signed by the issuer and countersigned by the statutory auditor or a company secretary that all the provisions have been complied with. O, CEO company O. If any amount is outstanding from the shareholders, that is partly paid shares, falls in arrears, bonus shares cannot be issued. Company has to first make them fully paid up by forfeiting and reissue. So company. Okay, ABCD company cannot withdraw bonus. So cannot withdraw. Cannot withdraw means a company once announced the bonus shares cannot withdraw that as per the central government empowerment. They have given this instruction. Once announced, bonus shares cannot be withdrawn. And then bonus, NUS. NUS means not utilized sources. Which sources cannot be utilized? Bonus in lieu of dividend and revaluation reserve cannot be made. And then US, utilized sources. Which sources can be utilized? Free reserves, security premium, capital redemption reserve. I hope everyone is able to memorize this, all the points of SEBI regulations as well as Companies Act, and mind well, learn them by this trick and write it in the notebook and submit it to the supervisors. It will be very helpful to you in mid-semester exams, MCQ exams. Okay? Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next lecture.